Well, hello. My name is Andrew Ford. I'm the Australian Consul General in Calcutta. Australia set up our consulate here only earlier this year. And it's all about trying to boost our links between Australia and India. A lot of those are economic links, and a lot of my time is spent on economic work. But also we are trying to promote cultural links between our two countries. And I'm very excited that for the first time in my period here that we have some Australian performers in town. And it's great to have David and Alice here today. They're going to be performing here in Kolkata in the next few days. They've already done some performances in other parts of India. So we're going to get them to talk a little bit about who they are and what they do. And we're trying to what we're hoping is that once you hear from them, that you'll be excited to come and attend their performances later in the week. So welcome to Kolkata, David and Alice. Is this your first time to Kolkata?
Thanks, Andrew. Yes, it's my first time to Calcutta, first time to India, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
And you arrived in India. Tell me about what you've been doing already in India.
We arrived just under a week ago in Mumbai, and we were performing at the Tata Lit Live Festival, which is a literature festival.
Wow.
Yeah, in Mumbai. I wasn't really sure what exactly to expect before arriving in Mumbai, but it was actually quite a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some pretty prominent authors there.
Yeah.
We were the only big circus-theatre show.
Right.
It was quite unusual for them as well, I think, but it was really well received. And, we got a little taste of Mumbai at the same time.
Yeah, it's interesting that to have a dance performance at a literary festival. Yeah. It must have been sort of breaking a few boundaries.
It was, I think, though they have had an opera singer, a British opera singer, who I forget the name of, who has performed at the festival a few times.
Yeah.
So it's not totally out of the realm of their programming, but I think definitely having like a full theatre and then circus theatre show is quite unusual.
Yeah.
But I think because the show is based on literature, there was a clear tie.
Well, we'll get you to talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. But before you do, I want to hear a little bit from Alice about your first impressions here of Calcutta. And also, have you been to India before this?
No, it's my first time in India, and I've absolutely loved it so far. We've had a very special introductory to India, as David said, at the Literature Festival. So we're in this little bubble of amazing culture in a way, the literature culture in India, which is so highly weird. And we had some really beautiful people showing us around, and I just turned up to Kolkata yesterday.
Right.
And so far it's been wonderful. And we look forward to doing a bit more exploring.
Yeah, so tell me, both of you, about your sort of first impressions of India, but Kolkata in particular.
It was interesting actually coming from Mumbai. There's lots of people were saying there's going to be more people, the traffic jam is going to be more intense, and but actually my impression so far is that it's actually a bit more ordered here than it is in Mumbai.
Of course.
But we've only sort of had a chance of the glance coming from the airport to the accommodation and theatre. So just driving here today actually was sort of rubbernecking around. What's the city like? So looking forward to having a bit more of an explore.
That's good. Yeah, I think maybe what people have told you, and I think it's true, is that Kolkata is the cultural capital of India. And it's got a very interesting history, as you might be aware, going right back to various when British were here, the Mughals before that, and at one stage the capital of India. So I think you'll see that there's a lot of history. Also, people are very proud that the first winner of the Nobel Literature Prize, Rabindranath Tagore, is from Kolkata. So I think you will see that sort of love of culture come through, and hopefully people will translate it, coming to enjoy your performance as well. Would you like to then tell us, each of you, tell a little bit about yourselves as well?
Sure. So I guess I started at a very young age doing dance and playing music. My mum's a music teacher.
You grew up in country Victoria, did you?
Yeah, in a little town called Yackanbanda.
Yeah, I know.
About 500 people.
Yeah.
Which itself actually now has sort of flourished into this little cultural hub, which is quite interesting. But my parents sort of saw this in me quite early on, and then not far from us, the Flying Fly Circus School in Albury is located, and they found out about that, which is kind of like Australia's sort of premier youth performing troupe for circus. Working with contemporary circus and theatre and dance and performing arts. And so actually they took me along to the audition, and I ran away because I didn't want to leave my friends from the school that I was at the time. Yeah. Because they have a special school that's attached. So you go to the school, and within the school, part of your curriculum is learning about performing arts, and so they have a school that's attached to it. Yeah. But my older sister, she joined that year, and then she told me about how good it was. And so then she followed me. Yeah.
That's good.
So pretty much after that, I didn't look back. I finished when I was 18, and then not long after that, joined a company in Brisbane called Circa, and was part of their sort of first sort of wave of international touring and their sort of success, and went on that journey there. And then after 5 years there, left and started making my own work, doing collaborations with multiple people, and founded a company, started creating shows and mostly touring internationally, in Europe actually. It's interesting as an Australian artist how it can be difficult to find lots of work in your hometown. Yeah. You have to end up, if the work's good enough, that you'll end up doing most of your work elsewhere. Yeah. So lots of touring in Europe, a bit in America and South America, and a little bit in Asia, but not so much.
That sounds great. Alice, what about you?
I had quite a similar beginnings. I grew up in Albury, so I also went to... I also went to the Flying Fly Circus School. Yeah. And also Sarah, my older sister, joined, and then I decided that it was the thing for me. And from there I stayed until I graduated at 18. I moved to Brisbane and also got a job with Circa. But that was a full generation later. Yeah. So they'd already kind of found where they wanted to work as a company, and I was coming in as a second wave kind of acrobat at that point. Right. I stayed with them for a few years, and then I came on board with David's company at the time, and in 2016, is that correct? We redeveloped this show, so it's the second creation of this, and relaunched it at Melbourne Fringe in 2016. Right. So that's how I got here, and I've done most of my professional career internationally as well. So I spent a lot of time through Europe and South America and North America.
It sounds exciting that you can now bring this to India.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it'd be wonderful to hear a little bit more. I'm looking forward to your performances, which are on this Thursday and Friday. And people should make their effort to get the tickets and go to this. But maybe to whet their appetite, what can the public expect? I mean, I think the Indian, as I've understood, the Indian public may have a certain idea in their mind when they think of circus. When you say circus, I think of Circus Oz and things like that, which was around 20 years ago. But can you tell me, and then also tell our audience what they can expect?
Well, I suppose in a nutshell, it's kind of storytelling through the body rather than through language per se. Yeah. An interpretation of text using our bodies. Right. And the medium is mostly circus or acrobatics, and we have apparatus like there's a trapeze.
Really?
And there are some balancing acts and some duo acrobatics and solo acrobatics that we do together, but there's also like a strong element of dance, choreography, and then also live music, even in kind of moments what you might call mime. So it's sort of like a melding of all of these elements to tell one kind of story, I suppose.
And the story you're telling?
So we're using Dostoevsky's Notes from Underground as, I guess, the impetus, and we're not necessarily trying to say everything that he says in his novella, but taking elements of the text and picking out the bits that I guess struck a chord with me or with us, and also within within that book there is it's centered around an interaction that the main character has with a woman, and how that affected and changed his life. And so it's kind of that story.
So, I mean, for the uninitiated, would that mean that you would be like the main character, and Alice would be like the woman in this?
Yeah.
And you're using your dance movements rather than your words to explain.
Yes, because I guess I was just saying earlier to Yoni that I saw it as a bit of a challenge to try and, obviously traditional theatre, it's quite easy to just, tell someone how you're thinking.
Yes.
And it's a little bit more abstract with your body. But that's also interesting in itself, because then people can make their own interpretation of exactly what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Which is kind of, an interesting thing to do.
Yes.
So I guess in terms of thinking about circus or acrobatics, or how you would interpret something, like a certain technical skill will tell a story of its own. Like if someone is hanging from their toes by a trapeze, there's an element of danger and of risk.
Is that going to be happening in the show? Is someone going to be hanging by their toes?
or by their neck.
By their neck?
Yeah.
I have to come to find out, right?
Yeah, and it makes you, when you're watching that, it makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And so then the way that someone plays that in terms of how they get into it, is it abrupt, is it soft, is it quick, is it fast, that also has its own story.
Yeah.
And so I guess the challenge was to sort of take this text and take this technical skill, which also has its own story, and see where they meet in the middle.
And you've performed it already in a few other places.
Yeah, so in Brisbane, in Melbourne, and Perth, and Edinburgh, and then now Mumbai.
Yes.
For this particular show, that's kind of the places it's been so far. But yeah, as we both said, lots of our other work has also been all over the place.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's one of the attractions of it is obviously an original work, something that your interpretation together. So I think that should obviously appeal to the audience and reach out to them. Sometimes when you think about circus, you think about I guess people think about danger when they think about acrobatics. Is that also an element?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
It's also a tool that we use, the element of danger in our storytelling, and the element of trust, because in acrobatics we have this connection and technical skill that is quite dangerous, but within that makes people able to put their own story onto that. So when Dave's lifting you, throwing you through the air, there is, I have to trust within that, but also how that links into the story is quite important. So danger is a huge element of the show, calculated danger for us, but for the audience to be able to watch this element of danger and trust and put their interpretation of what that means for them.
Yeah, and I mean it's daily danger for us too. I suppose we're used to it as acrobats, but like in terms of your body and how you manage it. And in fact, just in Mumbai, I had a little injury in the first show,
right?
Which is really unfortunate, but it's also like that's part of what we do.
Yeah. There's a bit of risk involved.
Yeah, the danger is real, and we put our bodies on the line.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what makes it so special too. I guess in terms of what makes it different from traditional theatre.
Yeah.
There's the risk is visceral.
There's that sort of risk opportunity thing happening, isn't there? So that if you take greater risk, there might lead to greater reward. Is that how you sort of?
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah, and I suppose the difference between gymnastics and what we would call circus is that the risks can not just be physical, but they can be artistic.
Right. Yes. So you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
This is you, David, and Alice, out there in front of the audience. Is that how that feels?
Yeah, and also like with this show, we're taking a risk in terms of trying to do an abstract narrative with circus.
Yeah.
You put yourself out there in front of the critics as well.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And so far, how's that going?
Pretty good. Yeah, with this one, we have had, I think because it's been quite different, we have had some people that have been a bit thrown, but generally I think like this has been the most awarded production that I've made or been part of.
Yeah.
So yeah, we won the Green Room Award and we're nominated for a Helpman Award and got nominated for the Total Theatre Award in Edinburgh as well. So yeah, I was quite I guess surprised but also proud. It's a good incentive.
And I hear that in Mumbai you got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
It was, and especially because the festival director was in the front row as well.
So was one of the first people to get up on his feet, so we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think it was a really lovely surprise too, because we weren't quite sure exactly how it was going to be received, as I was saying earlier, being at a literary festival.
Yeah.
And doing acrobatics.
Well, obviously it went down very well.
Yeah.
And this is your first collaboration with the Pickle Factory, I believe?
Yeah, that's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about?
Yeah, so Vikram saw the show in Edinburgh and we got talking in that's August last year.
Yeah.
So we've been in contact since then, and then he said, do you want to try and bring it over here? And I was like, yes, let's try and make that happen.
Yeah.
And so we weren't really sure if it was going to get off the ground, but we were both really keen. And Vikram's obviously put a lot of work into not just the Pickle Factory here, but also making the connection with the Literary Festival, the Title of Live in Mumbai, and then also a potential collaboration that we're doing with the choreographer in Manipur after this. Yeah. So yeah, we're really grateful for the work that him and the Pickle Factory have put in to bring us over, and of course himself and the Australian consulate. Because without you guys, we wouldn't be here either. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it is exciting also that you are travelling up to Manipur, up into the state, northeastern parts of India. You're getting there before I am.
Right.
I'm lucky enough to be covering 13 states of India, including what we call the Seven Sisters and Sikkim up there in the northeast. And I'm really looking forward to going up there. The closest I've got was up near Darjeeling. Okay. Beautiful views of the Himalayas up there, and quite a different feel. So everyone tells me that it is a very different and interesting and lovely part of India. So it's wonderful that you can bring a little piece of Australia up there.
Absolutely, yeah, we're very excited about that. We've been talking about that the whole time. Yeah. And yeah, there was a chance that we weren't going to be able to make it up there. Yeah. Because of some of the stuff that's happening up in Manipur. But I think, yeah, it's not only going to be amazing to go up there and visit for this time, but also to make a collaboration, and I think more importantly to try and make a future kind of connection of some sort. I don't know exactly what that is yet. But,
that's good. Yeah. It's exciting for us to see this this strengthening of links with India, because I mean that's one of the reasons why we're involved, is that we want to help our countries understand each other better, and I guess we want to get past stereotypes that people have of each other. And I mean, it's it's always great that we have cricket in common. I think many Australians, I hope you do as well, have a great love of food, of Indian food and Indian culture, but I think we can both, as we get to know each other better, we can have that greater depth of understanding between our two countries, which is one of the most important things that we as diplomats are aiming for. So we're looking forward to this Thursday and Friday. Hopefully you can be all rested up and recovered from your injuries, and really looking forward to the performance there. So I'll definitely be there. I'm coming along on Friday night with my wife, and I hope many people watching this will also make the decision to join us in watching you perform, because it sounds really exciting. You really whetted my appetite, so I'm hoping you whetted others as well.
Yeah, thanks Andrew, and thanks again for bringing us over here. Yeah, we're super excited to be performing here, and yeah, can't wait to show people what we do.
Fantastic.